So why is this channel called Causes for Well-Being? Well, because we have to create the causes for our own well-being. I'm not sure, but I think a lot of us have the idea that happiness is something that happens to us. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not, and that we have very little control over it. The thing is that if we're looking for happiness to come to us from the world outside, if we're looking always to have something beautiful to look at, lovely sounds, nice music, delicious flavors, comfortable place to sit in or be in, the temperature is just right. If we're always looking for our happiness from these types of external situations and circumstances, then we're never really going to be happy. Because as soon as that situation or the external circumstance changes, the happiness will leave along with it. We could order an incredibly wonderful meal. We think it's going to come and we're anticipating the flavor of it, and comes, it doesn't taste the way we think it's going to. Instantaneous disappointment. And boom, our happiness is gone right away. But there's also the reality that sometimes we can have all the most incredibly wonderful, pleasing experiences around us. We can be in a beautiful place, the sounds are right, the flavors of the food are delicious. We can be with the loving company of our friends and family, and yet we can still be unhappy. So why is that? The inner well-being isn't there. So the inner well-being is what we really need to cultivate in order to have some stable, lasting happiness and well-being. And how do we cultivate, how do we create this? Well, it's not creating, but we cultivate this well-being, because the well-being is something that is there. We can draw it forth. And how do we do that? With simple practices of consciously paying attention to what's happening in our mind. And one of the easiest things that we can do is first thing in the morning when we wake up, we can consciously set an intention. So we can think to ourselves, today I'm not going to harm anybody else. This is a cause for well-being. Just having that intention not to harm anybody else with actions of my body or of my speech or even of my mind. I'm going to do my best not to even think negatively of someone else today, of anyone else. I'm going to be conscious of what's happening in my mind, and I'm going to create the causes for my own well-being today. And I'm going to do my best to be of benefit to other people in this way, because if my mind is happy, then I can share that with other people. And this is a cause for well-being. So there are other ways and techniques that we can use to cultivate our own well-being, to draw it forth from that inner wellspring where it exists there, but is just so often buried by all of the demands of our lives, of this busy world that we live in, and of negative emotions and disappointments and things that come up. So we can learn the techniques to cultivate our own well-being. And you can I teach some courses on cultivating the causes for our own well-being. So you can go to the website, causesforwellbeing.com, check it out. There's a course starting tomorrow and some other ones coming up in the near future. And I'd love to see you there. And as we cultivate our individual well-being, then we build this energy so that it expands out, and we create much more well-being in the space around us, in our families, in our communities, and it can spread and expand out to the world. And so that's why this channel is called Causes for Well-Being. I hope you have a wonderful day today.